Welcome to Talk Theory. It's your host, Kiara Barnes, where I talk all things life, what makes us human, and what makes us superhuman. Sit back, relax, and join me for a chat. Hello, welcome to another episode of Talk Theory Podcast. I hope everyone is doing well. Enjoyed their Memorial Day weekend. I don't even know what time is. I think that was just last week. I hope. I hope everyone had fun. I know I did. I saw Little Mermaid. Oh my gosh. And not that it needs any more promotion, but if you haven't seen this movie, you need to see it. I had no expectations going in and was completely blown away just by script, story writing, cinematography, the CGI, honestly, all of it. And I was just very impressed. So yeah, I'm just telling everyone, to go see that. If you haven't already, I've already seen it twice. And beside the fact of just having representation as Ariel, a black Ariel is such a big deal. It's just a really good movie. Anyway, I just wanted to give that some free promo. But honestly, let me tell you something. I have a great track record when it comes to suggesting things for the most part. For the most part, I'm pretty spot on, or at least I have been recently for sure. Okay, so let's get into what we're chatting about. Today, I want to talk about tapping into gratitude. Gratitude. And I know last week I said that I would talk about my yes experiment, but that experiment definitely birthed a lot of new waves of thoughts and just a lot in general for me to process. And so this was one of those things that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, specifically gratitude. I just feel like through this whole yes experiment I've been doing, I've had to be super conscious of being present as possible. And as much as I am saying yes to things, I was also saying yes to me first as well. Definitely paying attention to my intuition or gut feeling. For instance, I had found this random place for food. It was this Mexican food restaurant. So good. And a really chill spot. Very low-key kind of vibe. But great service. Really nice. But I did pay attention to my feelings. I didn't just drive up and walk in. I was paying attention to what was sticking out to me, driving by, because I was looking for food, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do whatever calls to me. I know that I want Mexican food, but I don't necessarily know a place. And so, kind of started off small, but these little things of trusting your gut help you get stronger and stronger within your intuition. And so, I was just paying attention, like I said, to whatever was sticking out and paying attention if it felt right to be there, And there were a few things that I was offered in that week, but felt a little, so I didn't go. Or I made a choice to, I don't know. I just had to make a choice to attend or just do something else. And also, if I just felt tired, I will say, when I would just listen to my body. Like I said, I was listening to myself as well. So not necessarily making myself push through in certain situations. I just kind of gauge by my gut feeling. But there's a difference of navigating through, just comfortability to maybe a new environment or a new group of people. And maybe just straight up not feeling safe, right? Like, I'm not just saying yes to anything. I am saying yes, but through inspired action. And I guess I should expand on inspired action. Because you all know I'm spiritual. Inspired action to me is something where you almost get this intuitive thought to do when you're in a good feeling space. So, like, say, if maybe your favorite thing is to, I don't know, maybe it's to, let's just say, paint, right? And you're like painting and just free painting and having fun. And all of a sudden you get this like intuitive hit to, I don't know, go to the grocery store and get like your favorite juice. And you're like, should I go? Shouldn't I go? That thought is inspired action because you're already on like a high vibe energy. So that's a thought that you want to listen to, where it's like, I'm not putting myself in harm's way. I'm not putting anyone else in harm's way. And it is really random that I just thought about this like specific, I don't know, maybe like a lemonade that I used to drink as a kid. And now all of a sudden I've remembered it and I have this like feeling to go to the grocery store. Just go, right? Like I had that on my way to ballet. I was actually practicing gratitude in the car and just feeling super, super connected and being in this really nice space. And I was driving and I turned my head and I drive down this area all the time to go to ballet. And I saw this sign for this bakery and it was a vegan bakery. And I was like, what the heck? And so I did ballet and then left that and went straight to this random bakery. I had not ever seen this before. And I've driven past this area so much. Anyway, I go in and it's the most amazing selection of pastries and things for a vegan bakery. Like I've never seen anything like that. That was so cool. They had everything. It definitely had like some European baked goods, but also some like Latin influenced baked goods. I think even like some Mexican pastries. It was just really dope to see. And it's good. Like that's the place I'm getting my birthday cake. I know I might have mentioned that I was going to make my own. Not anymore, folks. Anyway, so that was inspired action, right? Where I was already in a good high vibe feeling and was able to receive this action thought to do. And following through with that, I was able to find this place and like tap into this childlike sense of like excitement and happiness, and I was just so present in the moment, and the owners were so nice and kind, like just lovely. But I could have only accessed that moment by having done that feeling of gratitude, because I was just in that space to be able to receive or have even the intuitive hit to like, oh, look over here. You know what I mean? Like I drive past here all the time. I've never thought to just like look over to the certain direction. So that's an example to me. Inspired action is like when you're in a state of some kind of momentum of a positive like flow or enjoyment of something. And I'm bringing all of this up because it just made me become so present as of late and really extending my meditation practice past just like, in the morning, right when you wake up in bed or outside or whatever you do, and realizing that there is a sense of meditation happening when you're in the present. It's a different form of meditation, but it does happen. And how I've really been tapping into that present really, really fast is just by feeling and noticing where I am, like through smell, touch, sound, essentially through the senses. So, what's another example? Even when I'm driving, I just notice how the steering wheel feels, how my seat in the car feels, where is my back meeting the cushion. All of this gets you into a space of the now, and it feels really nice because everything in the present, you're essentially letting go of any of the past or future thoughts, right? And when you're in the present, you're truly, truly free there. There's no fear in your present. You're facing whatever it is that you're facing in the given moment. So through this connection to things, I've been feeling a deeper feeling and understanding to gratitude. Everything that I have now, everything that I am now, and also having a better understanding and deeper gratitude for past me, and just grateful for all that I went through and experienced because, it brought me to where I am. And I feel like sometimes it's easy to kind of shun out the past self version of ourselves. And I understand because I've done it before. And I've been feeling mentally and spiritually different as of late. And that's why I can kind of look back on this and just like feeling that expansion. And I've caught myself, thinking, geez, why did I struggle so bad with that? Or, wow, like I was really in a rough mental patch, that lasted for a long time, blah, 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 this or that. But I've been reminding myself that my past experiences were happening so that I could be absolutely certain now and like really, really be in peace now. And although those moments were uncomfortable, ultimately I am grateful for my ability to persevere, continue to give myself love, continue to want to grow, continue to expand in every aspect of my life, and just giving myself the time and patience to feel through things, and that's the part of human existence is that I feel like we have so many metamorphoses, like as a butterfly moment, like, we expand and then we go back into our cocoon and we expand, and it happens like this based on just experiences. And as we, create our realities and things, it just happens that way. So just being kinder to myself about that, and being appreciative to know that, hey, like I'm doing the absolute best I can, honestly. And everything that led me to here, I'm extremely grateful for, because now I understand a lot more. And also realizing that it's not a time thing. We're not on any real timeline. Everything is energy, and it's vibrating at a frequency. And, this is what I believe. So to me, time can actually be malleable. It can bend, and the universe will utilize that time for your benefit to help you. So things can speed up and they can also slow down, but they're all really happening for your benefit at the end of the day. And that's why it's just not worth a ton to look back at your past and think, oh, I wasted time, or why didn't I change this or that quicker? It was really all the perfect timing. The most important thing is that you are seeing that growth and giving yourself that love. You're asking those questions, and you're continuing to want better for yourself. And nothing's wrong with that. That's great, actually. So let's circle back to gratitude. Like I said, you can implement this in your everyday while actively just going around in life. Or you can do the classic, get a sheet of paper, your notes app, and just start listing the things you're grateful for. Start basic, for air, that you woke up, maybe your bed, maybe the fact that you have the ability to hear, whatever it is, and just make a list. No number in mind, just free write whatever you're feeling and then see where you end. And you guys know how I feel about writing down things. It does something with your brain connecting, and you can feel things a lot deeper doing that as well. So, and I know that this is something that definitely instantly can help me recalibrate if I'm just feeling a lot of mind chatter. And you'll feel a difference throughout your day. You'll even notice a difference in yourself within the first minute of you really committing to this. And, this is a perfect example if you want to feel the power of momentum and how strong the energy of gratitude is, because gratitude is in connection with love. So, of course, you're going to feel some relief. And that's another thing I want to say I've noticed with practicing gratitude on a more regular basis is that mentally I'm more consistently in a better place. I'm more inspired. I just feel lighter, less serious, and any tension or stress melts away a little faster for sure. And that sense of tapping into that childlike self, enjoying the childlike wonder, it's really fun. And overall, not just holding on to things that don't serve me. And being optimistic, because being optimistic is fun, Better than pessimistic, I'll tell you that much. And if you're using the gratitude technique in more of a physical sense, like the car that I gave, you all an example of earlier, I had done this recently where I was sensing the car and practicing gratitude while I was driving. And so I was feeling like the texture of the steering wheel and noticing how, and because I was feeling these things, right, I became aware of what I was using. And because a lot of things is we kind of go through life on autopilot a lot of time, especially if you're in routine. You get in the car, put your seatbelt on, you turn on your podcast or you turn on a song and you just blankly drive. And we've all done it, or whatever it is, even maybe getting ready for bed, right? Or brushing your teeth. You're not really feeling yourself brushing your teeth. You're just doing the motions and you've put yourself on autopilot and your body's doing the rest. But there's something about when you get extremely present and ask yourself, like, what does this feel like? How does the toothbrush feel on my teeth? Like, the taste of the toothpaste, all this stuff. And that's what helps you be able to itemize things of like for gratitude. So I was doing this with the car and I was feeling the texture of the steering wheel and noticing how that felt. And I got to the point where I was saying, oh, wow, I'm really grateful for this car. I love this car. It's so comfortable and it drives smooth. And not only that, but I'm grateful to have a car in general. I get to that point, I love being able to drive around and it's awesome. It's really convenient to have one. And, that's kind of how I use the physical and gratitude at the same time. And if it's outside, I'm really feeling the ground beneath my feet, expressing gratitude to the ground that I walk on, whoever built it maybe, or just feeling like, wow, I'm grateful that I have an even space to walk on. I'm grateful that someone put something over here that I could walk on to get to maybe it's the grocery store, right? Like the parking lot. Like, I'm glad that someone finished this so that I can comfortably walk from my car to the grocery store. Oh, wow. You know, I'm really grateful for the grocery store. It's very well lit. There's so much food here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really gain momentum. There's so much to tap into and be grateful for that will get you out of feeling in lack. Like, when you're in a momentum of gratitude, you feel very like, you feel great. Like, you're like, wow, you know, I have a lot of stuff and I'm really happy. I'm actually pretty content, you know? So that's kind of practicing that more. You're going to feel so much more relief. And that's the good thing about gratitude and practicing gratitude is you can really do it anywhere. You don't have to always be in a specific space or a quiet space. You know, you can try it right now. I'm really doing it right now as I speak. So much gratitude for the mic setup, my equipment, and also just to be able to have this show in general and to have these discussions. My one goal with this podcast is to be able to share my personal experiences to help you all connect back to yourself in the most authentic and loving way. And this is a self-help podcast, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. And I just want to spread positivity and have you feel a connection to the universe, connection to yourself, to your own energy. And, you know, for me, there's just so much going on every day. And there's so many different avenues you can go down. But with Talk Theory, at least you have a place you can tap into each week that will help you attract a high vibration into your life. And at the end of the day, we learn and we grow together. And my hope is that when these episodes end, you feel more expanded. Your shoulders feel less tense. You've been able to listen to the podcast and feel some kind of relief, some kind of connection. That's really my goal and why I love doing this. And although I definitely don't have everything figured out, okay, but I know that I am expanding and I'm getting better and better each day. And I know that you all are too. And so I'm just really grateful to be able to have this platform to spread love and share that. And yeah, that's my spiel. Okay. So this week's theory is this: gratitude is the direct pathway to your highest self. Gratitude is the direct pathway to your highest self. Folks, when you're tapped into gratitude, you are that expression of true love. There's no limitations, you know? You are embodying that frequency, and it shows on not just a physical level, but energetic. And you'll notice because you'll start attracting these things. You know, energy is just energy. It doesn't really have any rules. It just is what it is. So the more you're in alignment with a high vibration, the more high vibration things that you'll bring into your life. And that's kind of the good thing about this world, is it's such a mirror that it will show you what it is that you're focusing on energetically, which is great because you can gauge what you're thinking based off of how things are going in your life. And it's not to say that, like, just because maybe a hiccup happened in your life that, oh, I'm thinking all the wrong thoughts. Like I said, right before, everything is a process, but your feelings are a indicator of what it is that you're attracting. So all this is just that, you know, nobody's perfect, but the great thing about knowing your emotions and being present, like what we're talking about, being tapped in is you can notice when you're not in full alignment with yourself, and you can start doing these things like the gratitude, meditation, journaling, going out for a walk, connecting back to yourself. You can do these things to get back into alignment, right? And you'll know when you're embodying that frequency. You'll know you're softer, you're more relaxed, you're happier, you're optimistic, all of that. So this week, try utilizing gratitude whenever, in your mornings, in traffic, at work, at dinner, whatever it is. A few moments is really enough. Try it at least once, and then maybe more than once, okay, if you're feeling it. But use this as an experiment and just gauge how your day goes, or even how your week goes, because you're implementing gratitude more. All right? Okay, folks, that's it for today. Thanks again for listening, and I shall see you next week. Okay, love you. Bye.